Hi everyone, it's Tejas. Today I have a really amazing, talented, smart guest with me on this show. Her name's Natasha. Natasha, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi guys. It's Natasha here today. Yeah, in case you guys didn't realize, that is not actually me. And I'm not actually Natasha. I'm Tejas. Welcome back to another episode of ABCD. Tejas is Natasha. Natasha is Tejas.
Not confusing at all.
Yeah, not confusing at all. The whole point of this is to be confusing. It's confusing.
Good.
It's confused daisies.
Ties in so perfectly.
Exactly. I'm leaning into the theme. Yeah, exactly. It's been a horrible day today in terms of the weather, but Natasha has made it, and we are here to record. And it's going to be a very, very interesting episode, different to the other ones, because this one's going to be more patriotic in nature. We are very patriotic people, despite not living in our home country currently.
Yeah.
We are very patriotic people, and some of us have plans to go back there at some point and do amazing things. And Natasha definitely can do amazing things. We're going to explore that further in this episode. But first, Natasha, how are we to become friends? How did we be?
Okay.
Amazing English, by the way.
Yes, it's fine. Verdices. We can use that as an excuse. But from my memory, the first time we actually met was like online, but it was through a friend. So I remember my friend put up like a story of a group of us on her Snapchat. And I think they just reacted to that, wasn't it? Yeah, and then...
I was like, who's this cool, hip, trendy person?
Yeah. And then after that, I think we started following each other on Instagram. And then like a year after that, we finally met to go out for like a movie. It was our mutual friend and the two of us.
Yeah, Dune.
What movie was
Dune,
it?
Dune.
Dune,
Timothée Chalamet.
right. Oh, Dune. What an interesting movie.
Iconic. We all got clickbaited, by the way.
Yeah.
Because everyone was hoping it was going to be like a Zendaya masterpiece.
Mhm.
And we got apparently it was approximately 7 minutes of her screen time.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 7 minutes of Zendaya and everything else was just Timothy.
I mean, I think a lot of people went for Timothy as well. So
Yeah.
someone got what they wanted.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, yeah, we went to watch that movie. It was really loud. I remember that. My eardrums were not the same.
God, no. It was so stimulating. Like, just the audio was so loud. It was so bright. I don't know. It was just very... it was a great movie, don't get me wrong. But, like, I was so happy to just, like, walk out of there. I was like,
Okay.
normal environment, please.
Yeah. I mean, actually, if you watch Oppenheimer, it's a lot
similar?
louder.
Oh.
Depending on where you watch. Like, we watched it in VMAX, which is nothing compared to IMAX.
Hmm.
I can't... Did you see that meme? Someone booked, like, a front row ticket for Oppenheimer in IMAX.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they're going to be blown away.
Mm.
Not to spoil anything, but
Actually?
it will blow you away. Literally. It's amazing. Yeah, so we watched the movie, and actually 3 days later we went for a campus tour for
Oh, yeah, for Monash
Yes,
University.
yes.
We went to the open day. Not open day, like...
Yeah, it was a tour. It was like before the results came.
Yeah.
Look, that was a very iconic day. It was also a very traumatic day. Very
Yeah.
much so.
The amount of pressure it, like,
Yeah.
put on me. Because, like, it's a really good university, right? And I was, like, looking at the campus and I was so amazed. I was so blown away by it. I was like, I have to go here. If I can't go here, like... I didn't end up going here, but the point is, I was so blown away by it, you know?
Yeah.
So I really felt the pressure that day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all did. Because for me, I really wanted to go. Like, I've always
Yeah.
wanted to go. So it was very pressurizing. And we were 10 days out from results. It was a very traumatic... I think I've explained this before in previous episodes, but yeah, we had VC during lockdown. It was very terrible. We barely survived. but yeah, we made it. But 10 days out before results came out, that was when like all the panic set in for everyone.
Yeah.
Because once exams were over, we had a solid couple of months to just take it easy, relax, whatever happened, it's happened. So you don't care about it for at least a month. You're like, okay, it's time to party and do whatever. And then when you're like in that 3 to 2 week stretch away from results, when you like done all the partying possible, now you're like, okay, what do I do? I've entertained myself a lot. Now I don't know what to do except to think about results.
Exactly. Oh
And
God.
campus tours don't help that.
They really don't. But no, it was the donut panic van was like iconic. Iconic.
We still, every time I see that, okay, she's referring to this donut stand that comes every time there's an orientation or something. And it's called Donut Panic, which is exactly what we were doing.
Yeah.
That time. So whenever it pulls up over here, I just take a picture and send it to her. And it's always like, memories.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that happened. It was honestly, because I remember coming really early, way earlier than I was supposed to, and I think you did as well.
I did.
So, okay, when you're meeting a new person, when you're spending the whole day like just hanging out with them. Back then, now it's different, but back then I was just beginning to become social. All right. So before that, I love hanging out. I chill with friends and all that. But my friends group was like just my friends group. I didn't since we were in lockdown, I didn't have that massive social capacity to just talk to anyone and everyone.
Yeah.
And then obviously Natasha was really, really like easy to talk to. But at that point I didn't know it, right? So I was kind of scared. I was like 3 hours early, and then the tour was gonna go for a while, and then I was like, wait, so how am I gonna, I don't know anything about her, she doesn't know anything about me, how are we gonna talk? And okay, you don't know this, but when I first came, right, she was sitting at the like bus stop area, and I'm gonna give myself the excuse that we were all wearing masks, all right? So I walked past, and then I was like, is that Natasha? I think that's Natasha. And then I was like, okay, I don't want to approach yet because I'm not sure. Like, she's on her phone. I don't know if I want to approach yet because I'm not sure, right?
Yeah.
It might or may not be. And then she didn't see me, luckily. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to walk past again. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, this is definitely Natasha.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, I will approach now and I will say hi. And then I was like, oh, I don't know, I'm kind of scared. And then I ended up...
Scared?
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I just was, all right? And then, I don't know, the way you were sitting and you were on your phone, it just looked intimidating. It looked like you were sending like a fiercely worded email to someone.
No,
Yeah.
I'm way too much of a people pleaser to send a fierce email to anyone.
Yeah.
Like, if I feel like I'm being too like not rude, but like if I'm being too forward, I will add a smiley face at the end of it just to like ease the news to whoever's receiving that email.
Tasha's smiley faces are iconic. Every message from her contains a smiley face. It's cool.
I always want to be like, whatever happens, I'm still smiling. It's all good.
You know, a lot of people take the smiley faces to be like sarcastic.
Really?
Like, I've seen a lot of...
Oh no.
No. Okay, no, I don't think... I'm sure you don't mean it that way, but I've seen a lot of like text message fights where like it's worded like really sweetly, and then there's like a smiley face, but it's meant to be sarcastic.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, I don't know. The world of Gen Z and emojis is a bit weird.
It's fine. No one's been mad at me for that yet.
Yeah.
Or no one's commented on it yet. So I think everyone understands that I come from a very, like, people-pleasy place.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right. Well, I didn't know that at the time, so I was like, I'm gonna approach.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm scared. And then, yeah, so I said hi. I don't remember how that interaction went, but I do remember that I talked nonstop for like the whole day. It was crazy. I've never like, I don't usually talk that much, but then the whole day we talked a lot.
Yeah.
And we shared the trauma results coming out, and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it was very entertaining. And then after that, here we are.
Yeah.
We are now here in this place of friendship.
Yeah, I feel like it's really cool because we don't even go to the same university. We never went to the same high school, but we're still like, I consider you one of like my really close friends, you know? Now you say it back.
Yes, I consider you my very close friend as well. That's why you're here on this podcast. Third guest. Wow.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm very honored. I am. I sound sarcastic. Like, I am very honored.
Yes, thank you for being here. That leads us to like one of our major conversations, something that we're usually always talking about. And that is our country, India. India is our country. That reminds me of that lyrics, England is my city. Have you heard of that? Yeah, I love that. I laugh at that every time. Yes, so India is our country. I love India.
All Indians are my brothers and sisters.
Yes.
It just recites the pledge.
Wait, have you lived in India?
Yes. I was, okay, I had this discussion with my parents when I was like, oh, they just invited me to be on this podcast. And they were like, what's it called? I was like, it's ABCD, like Australian born, confused daisies. And they were like, you aren't born here. You don't count. I was like,
You're a bit
fine.
loose with the thing, all right? It's not like you only qualify if you are these things. I just called it that because I thought, yeah, it's
it encompasses all of us. Yeah.
I would have called it, actually my parents told me about this. My dad was like, and my mom, they were like, why did you put confused? Like creative. I was like, look, creative is fine, but I'm very self-aware about cringe, right? I should have put cringe instead of no.
Australian born cringy daisies.
Cringy. No, I am very cringe averse. Like anything I do, I'll double, triple, quadruple check it in my mind to make sure it's not cringe. Because cringe is something like if someone looks at me with that like fake smile, I know that they're cringing, and I hate that.
Yeah.
I die for that. No, I don't die for that.
Yeah,
I don't
I know.
want that to happen. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. So I'm like, look, my jokes are sometimes sarcastic. I like being sarcastic. So I'm not going to say creative. I'm just confused out there because a lot of things I do.
Yeah.
Confused. This podcast was like a 1 a.m. thought. Okay, and now it's here. So sometimes being confused is good.
Confusion is very, very valid, I think, especially at this point.
At our age, most of our decisions are based on confusion.
Yeah. We're like, just to be safe because I don't know what else I'm going to.
Mine. I don't know about Natasha's. I'm pretty sure none of her decisions are. I mean,
I've definitely made some decisions that I was like, just because I don't know what else to do, I'm going to do this. But I do think because I lived in India for like, I think 10, 11 years before I moved to Australia, I don't know. I feel sometimes I have like a bit of a different way of looking at things, very influenced by Indian culture and like my schooling in India. But yeah, also a part of like why I'm so patriotic and like, yeah.
Yeah. Natasha is a person who plans her day, okay? So that's the level of non-confusion I'm talking about. I literally gifted her a was it a general planner or like
it was it was just a journal.
Journal,
But,
yeah.
like, it was like a do what you will with it.
I
kind of thing.
contributed in some way to your...
You did. It's a lovely gift. I still use it. I have a little like memory. So like I've made it into a memory journal where I put like my favorite memories from each month.
Oh, that's
on there.
So nice.
So yeah, every month I'll pick a photo and I'll stick it on.
That's nice. You see, for those out there who think that buying notebooks it's not a good present, it actually can be if you give it to the right person.
I remember with that notebook you gave me donuts as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because of donut panic. I used that too much for a while.
But the thing is, I think the way you gave me those donuts was through like Ayushi.
Yeah.
Right? Through Ayushi. And like at that point they were like quite a few days old. Like I think a week after like when you gave it to
You
her.
see, this is your fault, not mine.
No, I ate one of them and I was like,
Oh, was it like
It
bad?
wasn't bad. No, it wasn't bad. It was just like, yeah, it was good. It was great. It was fine.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know about that. That's
No, I was very grateful for them though.
okay.
I was like, nice.
Yeah, donuts, if they're even a day off, it's not good.
But it was a very thoughtful gift. I think it was very fitting for my personality.
Donut?
Yes.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and then journal.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so a lot of our conversations extend into not seriousness, but like it goes from a place of just normal talk to like just future talk or like patriotic talk, because we're both really patriotic and we both really support our country from where we are, and I feel like it's a lot of what our parents imbibe into us as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I know that my parents are really patriotic people, and because of my dad especially. Shout out to dad. He's the one who without his guidance on these topics, I wouldn't know as much as I do now. Like I don't consider myself incredibly knowledgeable about just what's going on in the world. I know what's going on, but like I don't research so much. It's more of my dad who's really interested in these things.
Yeah.
And he just passes it on to me, and because of that, I get like a nice worldview.
Yeah. I think my dad has a very, like, he listens to a lot of podcasts and everything about India. And one of the major sources of information for me is him just playing those podcasts out loud.
Yes.
Early in the
my
morning while
goodness.
he's making chai, he's just playing that podcast.
Wow. Okay, our lives are so similar.
So similar. And
My-
like, he's just like, Natasha, are you listening? I'm like, uh-huh, definitely.
My dad he always play, and it's that same time as well. He's
Yeah.
playing some like podcast on YouTube, and
Mhm.
yeah, he doesn't always make me listen, but then when there's like these key information, he's like, just come listen and see what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And yeah, because of that, I learned a lot. I think when I really started, back then I sort of got the information and I kept it inside me, and I was like, okay, this is nice. But I feel like during lockdown, that's when I really started, because obviously I've always loved India, and at some point I've always wanted to go back there. But during lockdown, I was starting to see how they worked,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when I really thought like, wow. And it all centers around Prime Minister Modi. I think the main...
So political. My God.
Oh my God. I'm not trying to spread any, political view. Okay,
Yeah.
you have to follow this political. That's why I'm not going to talk about
Yeah.
comparing anyone. I just want to talk about what I
Mm.
found in the experience. Like for me, the something that really got me, I suppose, with what Modi did was, I've seen a lot of these videos where he goes and talks to year 12 students, or like students who are about to do their board exams, and I don't know, I feel like you don't see that everywhere. Like everyone's gonna give like a message to year 12 students and for their
Yeah.
final exams, but for him what he does is, one video that I saw was he went to like a school, to like an assembly, and he gave like a nice, really emotional speech about how it is to do your studies, and how it feels to finish and then do well in
Mhm.
the exams and all of that stuff. And there was like a Q&A. So yeah, so students literally, and it wasn't like some fancy private school or something, it was just a normal school. They got to ask the Prime Minister just whatever questions
Mhm.
related to either the subjects or like exams or mental health, and he literally answered every question in like the best, really clear detail.
Yeah.
And that really got me thinking, that's really, for a leader to do that,
Mm.
to take time out of his obviously really
Like
busy
hectic
busy
schedule. Yeah.
to just to address the future of the country. It's really nice.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like everything has, like everyone has their flaws, but I think in terms of like even with COVID and everything, I think the situation was handled quite effectively.
Yes, I
You
wanted to
know?
talk about that as well. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, not saying that obviously COVID is an unprecedented
yeah,
thing, so no one can be perfect, and really no one was perfect, obviously. So no one can prepare for this effectively, and it's just about the decision making sometimes. I felt with India, I feel the world news is, they're getting hundreds of thousands of cases and it's spreading violently and, lots of people are dying, which was true. But, with a population that massive, obviously
exactly.
it's going to spread. But what I, from research and, from what I was finding out is that India were like one of the first countries to vaccinate such a big amount of population. I think it was like by mid 2022, India had they'd administered like 16 and a half crore doses among the population, which is just insane. And they actually, when the pandemic was really getting to its peak, they started, developing all these vaccines and then sending it to other countries that
Yeah.
needed it a lot. And I found that was really
Yeah,
it's just always
And-
like benevolent.
exactly. And we were like, India was manufacturing its own vaccines as well. I think it was happening in Pune. Don't quote me on that, but I'm just saying. I think my parents mentioned it because, like, I'm from Pune, right? So of course we have to.
Yeah. Oh, nee, girl.
Pune, good. Yeah, no, exactly.
Yes.
But-
I have, yeah, I've visited.
Yeah.
She's just like, she's in her element over
Mhm.
there. It's really cool.
I don't know, something about like just the people there and like the weather, you know? Something just gets me. I'm like, yeah.
I've only been there the once, but it was really nice. And I stayed in a really, like a really scenic place as well. Like just morning walks were so beautiful. Like the air is just so crisp.
Yeah.
And yeah, and the thing about I'm a winter person. Okay, I don't like heat. And I'm sure if I go in certain times it's gonna be hot. But when I
Yeah.
went, it was like I don't know if it was winter season, but it was pretty crisp.
winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really crisp in the morning. Like the air was just perfect, and it was nice and cold as well. So it was like perfect for me. So I just went on morning walks. I took like these really nice scenic pictures, which I still have. It was great, and
Yeah.
we went to. I met up with Natasha, and we went to this really nice cafe.
It's called Marzorin.
Marzorin, amazing sandwiches.
But yeah, now everyone in Pune loves Marzorin because they have like it's an old establishment, but like their sandwiches and their milkshakes, and it's just like you're in the middle of like a pretty busy area, you know. There's a lot of stuff going on, but the actual restaurant is like very quiet, you know. It's like busy, but everyone's minding their own business, doing their own thing.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And the essence of that, it just makes me think, like in Pune, in India, there's just a lot of beauty in simplicity. It's what I really, really, really love. It's just, there's just the smallest, like Marzorin was no like fancy restaurant by
Yeah.
any stretch of the word. It was just like a nice, like a small establishment, really dated, really amazing. It was really nice and
Yeah.
quiet and really nice. But, if someone else saw it, they wouldn't see something like special from the outside. But inside it was just
Yeah.
nice.
It's like the service as well as like they maintain the authenticity somehow. This is just gonna become like a Marzorin Marzorin propaganda, but like honestly I'm happy to do it. No, but it was honestly I'm really happy you came to Pune.
Yeah, it
'Cause
was.
it was
I did my Tejas shenanigans at Marzorin as well. Like I spoke about this last episode where, if someone makes a mistake, I'm so hesitant to just correct them. Do you remember?
I do
think I got the
remember.
wrong milkshake.
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
did.
I'm still drinking. Because I'm lactose intolerant, and I didn't have my pills with me, so that's why I'm pretty sure I ordered like a juice instead
Yeah,
of a
you did.
milk.
We
shake.
got it fixed though, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. You got
Yeah.
it fixed
Oh.
for me. That's the thing. So I ordered a juice because I was like, okay, I can't have milk, and I think Natasha got her order right, but for me, like, I think I got a milkshake instead of a
Yeah.
juice. And then I noticed that, and I was like, Natasha, I think it's a milkshake. Could you please change it for me? Because, hey, excuses, I don't know Marathi.
Oh, everyone in Pune speaks Hindi, okay? And they speak English as well. Okay, English is so common in India.
Yeah, no, dude, I know that. I'm just trying to make a random excuse.
Nah, you know what? Very valid. I think if I came to Chennai and they got my order wrong somewhere, I would probably be like, Tejas, you go fix it for me.
But, that excuse is not warranted because I do that here as well. Hey, it's just.
It's funny.
Just have to live with it sometimes. That's me. But yeah, it was really beautiful. And
Yeah.
what else did I see in Pune?
Did you end up going to the Ramdara Mandir? Because I know you wanted to go there.
I don't think so.
Oh, really? But it was so close to your place as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it probably was. I think you're probably gonna laugh. The main, I went to Pune only for 4 days, and one of the days, I went to meet Natasha, and then most of the other times it was just to eat. Man, I went to so many places to eat. It's not that I didn't want to go visit scenic places. I did go to a couple of mandirs. I went to a Hanuman mandir, which was really nice. But I also, because my uncle was saying there's some amazing things to eat and there's some amazing places and restaurants and stuff. And then, basically I was in my food heaven. I just ate so much food.
Yeah.
Have you been to Rajasthani?
Hmm?
Rajasthani? Like that? Oh, that restaurant was amazing. It was like I think it was like a Gujarati thali or something.
Oh,
or
really?
Rajasthani thali.
Well, probably Rajasthani, given it's called Rajasthani.
I don't know if it was Rajasthani or Gujarati. I'm just trying to remember.
Oh,
But,
okay.
and that's the thing. In restaurants in India, they treat you with so much respect.
Oh my god.
It's-
Nah.
No,
The-
it's like I walked in and they give you the thing where you can wash your hands. I feel released. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, they give you.
Lemon water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I feel so special.
I know. And like, after like a long meal, you just want your hands to be nice and warm. You know, so you just like sit there.
And it's especially thali, like they just keep coming and giving you stuff. And you're
Yeah.
like, nahi bhaiya, please. I'm done. I can't eat any more food. This is too much. But it was so good. And another restaurant I went to, just a regular restaurant. Valet, everything. You go in, same thing. You get to, and I told Natasha this after eating at one of the restaurants. This is so cringy, but I came out, like I was wearing a hoodie, right? So I was thinking, is this how celebrities feel when they go out and eat at a restaurant and everyone's like crowding? So I was like, I'm gonna wear my hoodie and just like pretend like the paparazzi are trying to take my picture, just get into the backseat. Yeah.
Oh.
But it's it's beauty and simplicity. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like,
It's very like, even if like, because India has become very like modern now, right? Like in the last 20 years, it's like really just like developed quite a bit. But like, even with all this technology and like, people having 9 to 5, still I feel somehow their lives are more like fulfilling. Just because they have like all their family around them, people around
family is a
them.
big thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like up until we moved to Australia and like my dad's brother moved like elsewhere, we were all like a big 10 people family, and so we lived really close by, and it was like just a nice feeling of home. I
Yeah,
feel like-
it really, yeah, you touched on family. That's a big thing because some of the houses that you see, like some of my grandparents and all of that, they live in these really nice, big houses. Those old houses where, it's like a big extended family where everyone's living.
Yeah.
And, I don't mind that it's not modern. Not everything has to be modern.
Exactly.
It's just, there's a lot of, people say old is gold and whatever, but sometimes, to see the semblances of that culture like keep going through is really nice. And culture is the way they celebrate culture in India is
It's amazing. And like it's not even culture is a lifestyle there.
yeah.
Here like I see like even I do it, but like girls my age like posting for the culture and stuff like that.
For the culture.
Yeah.
The club desire, like the thing is.
Yeah, for the culture, right? Exactly. And like when people like dress up in like desi clothes, they like put it on Instagram. They're like for the culture. I do it too here, but like in India, I do that every day. Like every day is like
Exactly. Every day
kurti
is
day.
that.
Yeah. So it's just like you're living in it, and it's just I miss it so much.
See, like here, if it's holy, maybe this was different when we were younger, living here. But now, we're 19, 20. Now, if it's holy, it's like you go to a club and party. And they say it's like holy, but,
It's not.
And sometimes, you can go to the temple and there's a holy celebration and all that. But I feel like what's like usually done, and okay, I did it this time. And that's when I realized, like, okay, sometimes we're just using the names and then just doing
whatever in the name of it.
Yeah. So, and I haven't really I have never lived in India. I've been to India a lot, but I haven't lived there exactly, and so I haven't really gotten to see how it is to celebrate, like these big festivals like Diwali and Holi, and it's just experience that I really want to have, but just from the experiences of my friends and seeing like the videos and stuff. I recently saw a video of like how it was, I think in Punjab they were celebrating Holi. Wow, it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was really, yeah, and even like garbas and stuff that I've seen.
No, it looks so, I don't know, but like you see these colors like everywhere, and like, okay, the other thing is because we have holy celebrations here, right? Like at Monash and Unimelp, like where they actually have the colors now and everything, because we have a big representation, so we need the event as well, of course. But in India, you use wood with it, right? And like, of course, it can be wasteful sometimes. Although, like the thing is, we use buckets, so we're very measured in our approach most of the time. So you see all of these people like using wood and color, and it's just so, it's just so different to how it is here.
Yeah, in our holy festival here at Monash.
Like dry. It's like dry and I'm suffocating because like they're throwing the pigment in the air.
$10, $15 a packet. Just throwing it.
Actually.
I mean, like, literally, I bought a packet for $15 and I just opened it on my friend's head. And then I'm like, now what? I had time to buy another bag.
Wait, buy?
Yeah.
Like, do you have to buy them at Monash? We get them for free in Unimelb. Man, you're missing out.
Okay.
All our events are free.
Just shameless advertisement. Okay, fine.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, the Unimal party looked good.
Yeah.
I remember.
I remember I posted a lot that night.
Yeah, I didn't go this time. I went last year, and it took a long time to get the stuff off my shirt, my hair. It was everywhere.
Yeah. No. Oh God. Last year, I did. Sorry, I interrupted you. But like,
how rude! I'm taking off this podcast immediately.
I'm sorry. Anyway, but last year I did Holi with uni, and after that I had like a taekwondo class in the evening. So this was like when I was still doing taekwondo. Obviously, I have not continued it since. Anyway, so I had to go to taekwondo immediately after. So I washed my face and everything, but I forgot that like my scalp would also have the color in it. And when I started doing taekwondo, I started sweating, and it was like colored sweat just pouring down my face. And like mid taekwondo class, I was like, we were doing laps around the gym, and one of my friends was like, Natasha, why are you sweating in blue? I was like, I don't know, I'm sorry.
That would be so weird to look at for someone else who
so
didn't
weird. I just went home. I was like, you know what? I can't be bothered today. So I just
That's
went.
Krishna. It's very blue.
I was okay. You know what? Maybe we won't say this.
Okay.
But like when I was younger, I used to want to be Krishna so bad.
What's
Right? Like okay, good. I was like, if this is an isolated experience.
No. I swear, isolated experiences are rare these days. You know, this is completely unrelated, but I saw a reel the other day where someone was complaining about the noise that you get in your ears when you put your ears on your pillow. Something.
Yeah.
It's like bass,
Yeah.
and it was like when you're sleeping and the little guys in your pillow turn the bass up too loud. I genuinely thought it was just me.
I know. I thought it was just because I was like,
And,
something's wrong with my ears.
Yeah, I think unique experiences, guys. It never happens. But no, everyone won, and it mainly for me it was because of like the little Krishna. Show.
Yeah.
God,
Mhm.
that was oh my God, that was pure amazing entertainment.
Yeah.
Like that along with Amar Chitrakathas together. Yeah,
Oh my god.
Chitrakatha was heaven, especially for book readers.
Yeah.
Like, I actually, I don't know when I got it, but I got like a large 3-volume set of the Mahabharata.
Mhm.
And it wasn't like one of those mini Amar Chitrakathas or like those thin. It was like a proper big
Yeah.
volume. There's like 1,000 pages in each, and it's like a mega Amar Chitrakatha. That was like that and Harry Potter. Those two are like my favorites. I've read
How much the katha?
Harry Potter. Yeah, it was amazing. That was like my childhood. Honestly, was reading Amar Chitrakathha and like Tinkle's Archie comics.
Yeah. So many of the like is Tinkle Indian? I feel like it is, right? Right? I feel like so many of these Indian comics were like such a big part of our childhood.
And I feel like people in India would say the same thing, that it was part of their childhood, and then it feels
Yeah.
cool. Like, oh yeah, I have the similar
Yeah.
sort of experience. It is an Indian.
Okay,
Tinkle
great.
is
Oh,
an
I was
Indian
like-
weekly magazine for children in English, published from Mumbai.
Mumbai, of course, it's published from Mumbai.
Originally owned by the India Book House.
Anything with Maharashtra comes up, I'm like,
Yes,
that's my shit.
represent.
Yeah.
Oh, the Tinkle brand was acquired by Amar Chitrakathha in 2007.
Really?
Yeah.
Indian comic politics, y'all.
Yeah, that's gonna be the main topic for this.
Yeah. For today, we shall talk about Amar Chitrakatha and Tinkle. Those are our main topics of conversation.
Very interesting conversation. But yeah, and I really like the way that the culture is spreading now here. Initially, when I came to Australia, it was there, but not really prevalent as such. But now it's really prevalent. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm part of like a Hindu society over here, and I feel like if people from India actually come and see what happens over here, they'd be so amazed and just so happy. I feel
Yeah.
it'd be like such a heartwarming moment for them. It's like the people who are really immersed in the culture over there. Like, I feel like sometimes people don't think that it's happening elsewhere, but now it's really happening here. And when you go to these events, like a holy event or a Diwali event, or even like a sloga chanting thing, which I'm part of a lot. It's kind of heartwarming. You just sit there and think, oh, like this is really nice. The culture is spreading, and
Yeah.
it gives such a relaxing feeling for people, or especially
Yeah.
for me. It's just like I just sit there and go like, yes, this is nice.
Comfort, you know? Yeah.
And this it can be made into entertainment as well. Like we've done plays and things like that, and
Yeah.
some of the best memories for me over here have been like those plays that I've been part of. And it's not nothing professional or anything. It's just like literally like the auntie who helped us make everything would literally come on stage if someone forgot their lines. And it's not about the professionalism. It's just like everyone having fun but also understanding. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree. And like, I don't know what it is, but maybe it's just Melbourne that's growing that fast. But I feel like when I first moved to Australia, it wasn't in Melbourne, it was in Adelaide. Yeah, so in Adelaide, it was back then quite like it wasn't as open, or like it was still, of course, like there was plenty of Indians and everything, but it was never as like there wasn't as many events or anything like that. It was in 2015, like quiet in terms of like the culture. But I feel like now, even though I'm in Melbourne, I hear things from Adelaide, from like my old friends, about how things have changed, and like, oh, I'm a part of this like event that's happening for like the Hindu society there, or like I'm part of this holy event, I'm part of this dance event. Um, and I feel like it's really good that it's happening like all across Australia as well, even if there's like not as big a population.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's where it really matters. Like in the smaller places, like Melbourne's pretty big. It's very international at this point, honestly. Like literally, I just had to go from one suburb to the other, and it took me like 2 hours coming to here. So it's like massive, and it's grown quite a bit.
Yeah, it
So-
really has. Yeah, it's just really nice, and I'm happy that a lot of people are recognizing it now and playing more into it. And not everyone has to do it at such a deep level. Like even surface level experience is nice.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have anything to do with religion or anything. It's just a culture and
Exactly.
experiencing it, and that way we can get like a taste of India in a way. I just something that really triggers me is when people say like, "Oh my God, India's so dirty," like.
Oh my
the roads are
Lord.
Look, everyone. I'm not saying sewage is not a massive problem, but everyone has their problems.
Exactly.
Like, we have PTV here. Is that like the
Taking shots at PTV.
the what do they call it? Whatever. Yeah, but
But
I
yeah.
feel like
I was like on the train the other day, and I heard like some parts like along the railway lines even here have like a bit of rubbish and stuff dumped, just a bit, but like of course like it's overall quite clean, but just like in certain places you have that. And there was this group of ladies on the train, and they were talking about that. They were like, oh look, there's like some rubbish here, and then one of the ladies, they were quite elderly, but she was like, I went to India, and like the railway lines just have rubbish all along them.
wow.
And I was like, okay, that's valid. That is true in some cases. But then also, why wouldn't you like look outside the window and just like, because Australia's population is really not that much in comparison to India, and they
Not even
still
close.
like exactly, and there's still like rubbish on your railway lines. Like we have like 1 billion people or more, like more than 1 billion, and we still have like we're still getting better. We're still cleaning up.
Yeah.
So
It's like
I'm just-
it's not even about developed, and we're just developing more.
Exactly.
That's what I like to think about it as. It's,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's
The whole India is a developing country.
Yeah.
just-
I feel like we're actually doing a good job in getting rid of that, but there's still some thoughts about that, but
Like your English is good for someone from India. I'm like,
Are you serious?
when I first came, I had that like from so
Oh,
many
God.
people.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was in an English medium school, even in India. That's the only language I've studied in so far. Like, I've never studied in a different language at all.
Yeah,
But
so those are the problems. But I think we've come a long way,
yeah.
and it's important to have people like us who are liking to talk about this stuff. It's all good to have the comedy and all that in between. Trust me, we love it. But I love talking to Natasha about these things because we just bring good stuff out of each other in that way. But that's pretty much it. I talked about whatever I wanted to talk about. I'm really happy that you came. It's been nice to have you here. Natasha is like she's like role model vibes. She just gives role model vibes because she's the furthest thing from confused, man. I don't know why she's here. Not in a bad way.
You said that. I don't know why she's here.
It's not that. She's just really planned out in everything, and she's actually the way she goes about stuff is why I was like, I should start doing something.
Aw.
Because she does so much stuff, and I'm like, I should be active like that. I should create something. And
Yeah.
here we are.
So
And
I
she's
was the
gracing-
cause of all of this. I inspired
Yeah,
this.
okay. Don't plan it.
I am the
yourself.
origin story.
You're the origin story.
No,
I'm
no, no.
Batman. Yeah, Natasha, the origin story.
Yeah.
Maybe I should name this episode that. Natasha, the origin story.
You should do that. Mhm.
We'll
Don't.
see if that name makes the cut. I don't know. I don't know.
No. But like, I was very happy when I heard that like you were gonna. Well, from you, I heard from you. But like, I was very happy when you
The
told
secret
me.
source. What's happening?
No, but I was very happy because I was like, I don't know. I feel like in my in the people that I know at least, there's not as many people who are like, you know, quote unquote content creators who talk about this kind of stuff. You know, specifically about like people abroad, I guess. You know, like they see us abroad. So it was very refreshing to hear that someone I knew and someone who was a close friend of mine was doing this. I was very proud. I was like, go you.
So, more to come. We've got some exciting stuff in the making, which you guys will see. But thanks so much, Natasha, for being here.
No worries at all. Thank you so much for having me.
And on to the next episode. Bye. Thanks, guys.